So this is me before the mini cut, and then we're going to do a side-by-side comparison so you can just see the difference. It's a slight difference. I mean, it's not a lot of weight that I lost. I only lost maybe 2 point, a little bit of 3 kgs. And I'm not saying I look better or worse in either. It's just if you want to lose weight, this is what you need to do. And so I did it. Hi everyone, and I'm Louise, and in today's video I want to share with you how I dropped about a pound and a bit a week over the last 3 weeks. I did what I call a mini cut. Now this is kind of a bodybuilding bikini competitor term, and while we're on the topic, I'm just going to show you that I got a first place many years ago and a third place, and I have not been able to find my fifth place medal that I got in one of the bikini contests that I did. So I just share that with you so that you understand where my knowledge is coming from. It's coming from competing in bikini contests, and I will just quickly break that down for you. I'm not a bodybuilder as in a muscle-bound monster. In a bodybuilding show, you get different categories, and the bikini categories are for females, and they are not the bodybuilding categories. So you get different categories. And so this is where a lot of women do get confused, where they just think bodybuilding, bulky, muscular. And yes, nowadays the bikini categories or divisions are a little bit more muscular than they used to be. Back when I was competing, it was a much softer look. The one that I won, this one here, I'll put a picture on the screen. I won what was called beach, which was meant to be a category where it looked like a woman had just basically had a nice body. She could just be on the beach. She sort of stepped off the beach and onto stage. And so the categories nowadays that I see, especially overseas, they are looking a lot more defined and muscular. But anyway, I digress. How did I lose around about 4 pounds in the last 3 weeks or so? And what inspired me was actually my own videos where I've been telling you guys how to get abs, how to lose the belly fat. And I just thought, here I am sitting making these videos, but currently not in that shape. And yes, I have had abs a couple of years ago and before that, and I know how to do it, but I just thought, why not do it? So that I am actually giving you guys advice that works for me today in perimenopause at 45. And so that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to just prove again to myself and to you guys and to show you guys that what I say works. The things I'm telling you to do in all my videos, and I will link to many of them in the description box below. I will link to the belly fat one and the abs one and the general weight loss videos that I feel would set you up for success, and the diet videos, because it is mostly diet. But I just thought, let me do it myself. It's not always a priority. So I'm not always in that sort of lean shape where you can actually see the ab lines and the six pack. And right now it may or may not be a priority, but seeing as I am giving the advice, it's a bit hypocritical to give advice and not to be doing it yourself. Even if you are not at the stage, like I'm not going to compete anytime soon, maybe later, but not right now. But I just thought, let me do a little mini cut. So for 3 weeks, I have just focused. Week 1, not as much. I just started to get back into the gym consistently, but I went light, not too heavy. I did not fatigue myself because I haven't been consistent. The reality is that this year has been quite a struggle for me. Last year also, I've been experimenting with the best method of delivery for my HRT, which stands for hormone replacement therapy. And so I have struggled with going on and off different things like the birth control pill. I tried 3 different brands. I then found a gynecologist. I'm now on what's working. You can watch, I will link to that video as well in the description box below. I have basically found my HRT, what I call nirvana. And so I feel very calm and settled. And so why not now do a little mini cut? Because everything is going really well hormonally for me. I'm at a good place. So here's what I did. I know you guys are dying to know. What I did was I decided to be very consistent with taking my creatine every single day. I've been taking a teaspoon, like 5 milligrams a day consistently. And I will say, I think that has had a huge effect. Now, I can't say exactly, yes, it's due to the creatine, but I know my strength has gone up, which is always due to the creatine. I always love taking creatine and feeling that power, the muscle strength, the gains. so to speak. And it's not that it is a muscle builder, but you feel stronger because it helps your muscles generate ATP, which is the energy that needs to, well, for strength training. And you feel it. You do feel it after about 2 weeks. Now, I've been taking it consistently, I would say a month, 3 weeks to a month. I should document all this. I don't, so I've got to just try and think back and scratch my head. But I haven't missed a day. And what I have noticed in this last sort of week is the mood benefits that they talk about. Now, I've heard JJ Virgin and Dr. Lane Norton mention the mood enhancing benefits. So they actually say in the research that it is as good as SSRIs. That's a mouthful. For people who are depressed. Now, I'm not a doctor. I'm not saying go off your depression medication, but I have noticed an uplift, an uptick in my mood, but quite significantly. Now, I am taking probably a little bit more than what my body weight would dictate. They say about 2.5 milligrams per 100 pounds. I weigh right now 52.9 kgs. I will put what that is in pounds. I'll have to do the proper conversion. What is that? Around 110 pounds ish, give or take. So I'm probably doing about double, but a lot of people just recommend about 5 grams or teaspoon a day. So that's what I'm doing. I mix it in with a bit of juice and just every day just chug it back. It is powdery, it's grainy, it's gritty. So that is helping me feel strong. It's helping me feel good. My brain feels like it's on fire, working well, on fire in a good way, like I'm just thinking well. And so I think the creatine has really helped during these 3 weeks where I just feel like doing things. I feel like going to the gym. I feel like dieting. I feel like sticking to my plan. Okay, be careful. Let me be careful when I use the word dieting. I mean nutritious eating. I really need to try and change my words around this because I know that the word diet is triggering for some people. When I say diet, I use it in the way as this is the diet that you eat. So when they say the human diet, what do people eat? What diet does a horse eat? What diet does a lion eat? When I use the word, I use it like that, not as in going on a diet. However, let's just say nutrition. I have been really good with my nutrition. So I started week 1 sort of tapering off all the sugars and the junk foods, which I have been including. As any of you who've watched any of my videos lately over the past year, you would have seen I've done videos on like eating all your favorite foods in moderation. And that is doable and you can do that. But if you have a goal of getting a little bit leaner, which I had for now, you do need to watch your nutrition quite carefully. You've got to dial it in. Now, there are levels you can take this to. So I'm not telling you to take it to the level I'm doing right now. But if you want to get leaner, you do need to start dialing that nutrition dial in quite tightly. And the thing is, nutrition is so much more of the picture than exercise. We exercise for, let's say, 45 minutes to an hour, a couple of times a week. For me, now, this last week was 6 days a week. Week 1 was about 4 to 5 days. The next was 5 days, 6 days. So yes, I am exercising maybe a little bit more than the average person. Let's say you can get to the gym 3 to 4 times a week, and maybe you go for a walk or 2 during the week as well. That would be enough if you could dial your nutrition in really well. Because, as I say it all the time, we all say it because it's true. Any fitness competitor, bikini competitor, bodybuilder, anyone who knows how to lose fat, what do they say? Abs are made in the kitchen. And what that means is you have to pay the biggest attention to your nutrition. So what I've been doing is going to the grocery store and buying fresh, whole foods. When I'm not in the mood and when I'm not doing this, I get lazy. I get prepackaged meals, like their prepackaged wraps, their macaronis, their single servings. We buy pizza, we buy hot dogs, we do burgers. We will do maybe takeaway once a week. A lot of foods that are not that they're bad, but you're not dialing your nutrition in because when you don't prepare your food at home yourself in the kitchen, you don't know what's in that food. You don't even know how to track a lot of it. Some of it may have a nutrition label, which is cool, but some food like restaurant food or other takeouts that you just like greasy takeout food, you don't know how much oil is in that food, how much sugar, how much of anything really. Have they added stuff that you just don't know? For example, I mentioned in one of my other videos that we were watching them. We were sitting at, there's a restaurant here called the Cape Town Fish Market, Fish Company. They do sushi. We were sitting around the sushi counter, whatever you call it, and we watched this lady. There was a big vat of rice, a big drum of rice, and then she poured this big bucket of sugar into the sushi rice. And I was like, was horrified. I didn't know that they put sugar in sushi rice. I always thought it was clean, plain rice. So there you go. There's another little thing. And so you never know, but when you make your food at home, you're buying the ingredients fresh. You can control it. You can buy organic, you can buy grass-fed if you can afford all of that. You can buy the foods that you like. You can buy the low-starch vegetables. Whereas also if you eat out in a restaurant and you order, let's say, steak with vegetables, you don't know what vegetables they're going to bring you. So anyway, you've got more control when you do it yourself. And I've just had the motivation and the will to do it. Maybe it's my hormones settling, maybe it is the creatine, maybe it's a combination. But what I've had lately is that drive and the willingness to put in the effort. And so I've done that. So nutrition has been key. So what I want you to take away from this video is, if you want to shred the fat, lose the pounds, get lean, get into your best shape at any age, and I'm 45. I'm in perimenopause, so this should be not happening according to what everyone says. They all say how hard it is to lose weight in perimenopause. In 3 weeks, guys, I'm getting leaner than I believe was possible to do in 3 weeks. So it does work. And now, yes, some of you are going to say, yeah, but it's the HRT. It's not. I've been on this HRT since last year, September, I believe. And I have been 56 kgs. So now I'm 52.9. That is a 3 kg loss in total. But recently I would say I've dropped about 2. I actually wasn't weighing myself because I said in the video I'm not going to weigh myself for a year. But when I was making these videos, I was thinking all, the videos on abs and belly fat and how to lose tummy fat for women over 40. I always say to you guys, measure your waist, track it. And then I thought, well, I'm measuring my waist, but it's also a good measurement. If you can disassociate your emotions from the scale, it's a good tracking device. If you see that scale trending downwards, yes, there's fluctuations, yes, there's water weight, yes, but over a week or a month, it should trend downwards. So it can do that, that's fine. You need to be a big girl. You're a big girl now. And you need to just say, you know what, it's okay if it's doing that, as long as over a week or a month it's trending down. That's all it is. And so sometimes when we don't want to step on the scale, we don't want to look, it's like there's some psychological, I wouldn't say damage, but psychological negativity. And I actually don't have that, really. I actually don't. I was just doing it because I feel like, why am I telling women to weigh themselves? And I'm not. If you don't want to, you don't have to. I just thought for this little experiment, which I wanted to do on the fly, I wanted to weigh myself. I just wanted to see what was happening. And again, that data goes straight to my Garmin watch, and then it recalibrates and calculates how much energy I'm expending, because your basal metabolic rate, your metabolism is what they call it, is based also on your weight. So as you lose weight, your metabolism does slow down, but it's not that you're breaking your metabolism, it's because you're carrying less body weight around. So can you imagine taking off a 3 kilogram backpack or weighted vest, which essentially is what I've done, over the last period. Recently it was 2 kilograms, but I've taken a 2 kilogram weighted vest off of my body. So yes, your metabolism will be a little bit slower because I'm not carrying that around. There's less mass for my body to fuel. And fat, while it's not as metabolically active as your muscle, it's still an organ. It secretes hormones. You need to eat to maintain your fat stores, basically. So when you get smaller, your metabolism slows down, but that's natural. It makes sense. It's not like you haven't broken anything. If you chronically undereat, now, of course, your metabolism will also slow down. Your body tries to conserve energy because it's in self-preservation mode. Your body wants to survive. So if you cut your calories to like 800 calories a day, which I think is way too low, of course your body is going to try and survive. It's going to send you all these cravings. It's going to make you eat because you need to eat. So what I've done is I have really diligently started to track my food, which does help keep you accountable. I have used the kitchen scale, the food scale, which you do need to do. Okay, not that you need to do it, but I highly advise you to do it if you do want to lose a bit of fat, do a little mini cut for yourself. If you just want to get your weight down, it's so important to know what you're putting in your mouth, and it takes time. So don't do it all in the first week. That's why I did week 1. I just started easing myself into this process, but that was enough to work because I had been doing none of this before. So if you go from just eating whatever you feel like, eating to hunger, eating to mood, to celebration, to whatever, and you start to just cut back a bit, you'll lose a pound or two. And as you can see, I've done this safely. I've stuck to the 1 to 2 pounds per week. So I would say I've lost, when I say 2 kilograms times 2.2, that is 4.4 pounds in 3 weeks. So it's just over a pound a week. That's within safe boundaries. So they all say, every expert I've ever listened to, and I listen to a lot, they all say you lose about a pound to 2 pounds a week, and that is safe and steady and slow. And I just want to say it again, slow and steady wins the race when it comes to weight loss. I do understand. I mean, it's the same thing for me. When I want to lose weight, get in shape, I will be good for a week, and I just want to see like at least 2 kilograms go down on the scale. It's just normal human nature. We want it fast. I've been good for a whole week, and that first week what may happen is that the scale at least just stays the same. But remember, when the scale stays the same, at least you're not gaining now. We gain weight like this as well. You lose it like that, but you also gain it like that. So if the scale has stopped moving for a week, that's fine. Just say, okay, I've kind of reversed the train, and now we are going to go downhill. Think of it like that. And so that first week, I don't even know if I weighed or whatever, but I did do a tape measure around my waist, and I saw it was a little bit less. And then next week, I saw it was a little bit down, and now I'm down by like 1.5 centimeters around my waist, which is very exciting. And so I'll tell you again, if you want to lose weight at any age, you must stick to a calorie deficit, but don't make it a huge calorie deficit. Make it sustainable, make it doable, make it to where you're not starving, make it to where the deficit is 300-ish calories a day, maybe 500 if you really want to go a little bit faster. But always, I say slower is better. Just do it slowly. Do it slowly. Don't give yourself this crash. And I mean, you're a grown adult, you can do what you want, but this is just my feeling and my advice. And this is how I've done it now. I've filled up on a lot of fiber, a lot of vegetables. I'm buying bags of spinach. I'm buying bags of aubergines, eggplant, brinjals. I'm buying zucchini. I've bought mushrooms. I've bought all my favorite veggies. It has taken time and effort standing in the kitchen, preparing, chopping, washing, cooking, peeling, boiling, baking, roasting. But I've got stuff ready to go at any time of day. And then if I don't have lean meats, I have to go to the shop, which I've been doing, and then cook in bulk and freeze. So I've done that. And this is effort, but this is effort that pays off in the long run. And the beauty of it is I am not grabbing fast food. I'm not grabbing a chocolate bar or even those pre-packaged protein bars, which are great in a pinch. But even those are full of ingredients and chemicals that I can't pronounce. I can't read and pronounce. So why would I do that? It's fine now and then. It's fine. I have also been using a whey protein supplement because it is difficult to get in that amount of protein all the time, and eating just whole lean protein cuts like chicken breast and fillet and lean pork and lean anything and fish does require a lot of preparing, and it's all very sort of savory food, and the protein powders are flavored chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, all the flavors, and so you can get a sweet protein source in, which is really nice. Like with your oats, you can do pancakes, you can do a whole lot of recipes. Just Google, there's so many recipes that you can make at home, including a protein powder. So it could be like a high protein pancake, muffin, little whatever. There's so much you can do. But at the end of the day, to see weight loss success, you have to think about your nutrition. So get in all those veggies because they're filling, they're fiber. It's good for your gut because all your little gut bacteria, they love the fiber. They want to feed on fiber. Have about 1 to maximum 2 fruits a day. Stick to your calorie budget. And again, I've said it before, for most womanish, depending on your height and how muscular you are and how active you are, most women in the range of 1,500 calories It could be 1.6, 1.7, 1.3, 1.4. I don't know. Somewhere there and thereabouts would be a good sort of weight loss range. And so you need to think about getting in your protein first. So within 1,500 calories, and yes, I'm going to make a video on exactly what that would look like. A 1,500 calorie diet, including 120 grams of protein in your day in that diet. That video is coming. I'm working on it. But within your diet, you've got to say, okay, I need, so for me, 100 grams of protein a day. Lately, I've actually been overshooting that. So I've been getting in about 110, 120. It really depends, but I can see because I'm tracking food. And honestly, guys, I haven't been that strict. We had a braai, which is South Africa's word for barbecue. We had a barbecue. Friends came over this weekend. I ate what we ate, but it was the salad. I didn't put dressing on the salad. I had the meat. Obviously, a lot of the fat cooks off. I had a piece like a rib, pre-prepared ribs. There is sauce on there. It's okay. When you track it, you can see how it all adds up. It's okay. I had chicken skewers. So you can eat and enjoy and socialize even while losing weight. If you want to get super lean and get on stage, that's when you would dial it even further in. But basically, what I've cut out, and this is also important, it's so important to mention what I'm not doing. I haven't had any alcohol in about the last month or so, maybe even longer. No alcohol. I've been going to bed 8, 9 o'clock every single night. I haven't had a late night. So it's no alcohol. Sleep's been really good. I only have caffeine in the morning, but that's up to you and your tolerance. And I've stopped having sweets, chocolates, cakes, chips, pizza. No, actually, I had a handful of chips at our barbecue on Saturday. But again, I tracked it. I had a handful, I tracked it. I'm still having my square of Lindt every day. Although, as one of you pointed out, the chocolate can contain heavy metals. So I highly encourage you to go and watch Brian Johnson's video on that. I didn't even know that there were heavy metals in chocolate. And it's a little bit deceiving. On his thumbnail, he's got a tick next to the Lindt on the chart. So Lindt is somewhere in the middle. It's not the cleanest chocolate sauce, but it's not the worst either. So it's something I need to look into. Again, more research. But I'm still having my Lindt every day. And then for the rest of the day, I'm aiming for my protein, getting in clean carb sources. So my oats in the morning, or sometimes I'll have a piece of bread with egg on it or scrambled eggs or something like that. But I've dialed in my nutrition. Now, if you need help with a diet, I have a video on that. I will link to that in the description box below as well. I'm sure many of you are familiar with that diet by now. A lot of you have asked me for that diet and I've sent it. And so the diet is pretty much, like I say, what I call the gym diet, but this is now for daily life, for living, not for getting on stage. And so you can do that kind of eating in a more relaxed way, but it can still help you reach your weight loss goals. And so here I am, living proof. You can see there, I'm getting some nice little ab lines, and all the photos in this thumbnail of this video were taken yesterday. So the day before I'm sitting down and making this video. And, as I'm talking, I'm putting pictures on the screen. And so you can see that I'm living proof. It does work. Everything I tell you works. It's not to say that keto can't work for fat loss, but what I find the problem with keto is there is too much fat that takes up your 50, let's say it's 1,500 calories. And you are going to battle now to get in enough fiber, vegetables, protein, and then you're not going to get carbs for energy. And if you do want to train, you want to work out, you want to feel good and energetic, keto, for me at least, it made me feel kind of pup, drained. Pup is a South African word as well for like deflated, like an empty balloon. So that is just my experience with keto. There's no right or wrong, but there is optimal for your goals. With your nutrition as well, you eat for your body goals. You eat to fuel yourself. You eat to either gain weight, because sometimes you do want to gain weight or gain muscle tissue. You eat to lose fat. You eat to, and if you're in a period of your life where you want to eat for pleasure, that's okay. But it's for your goals. It's for wherever you are in your life stage. And if you want to cut and shred the fat, then you need to dial in your nutrition. It's so important. And of course, eating healthy, whole foods is good for everything in your life. And what's good for one thing is good for your whole body. So it'll be good for your eyes, your bones, your joints, your muscles, your gut, your brain, your hair, your skin, your nails. Everything stems from good nutrition, doesn't it? And so That is why I emphasize nutrition so much. But of course, exercise is really important. And so I would encourage you, go to the gym or find an exercise program or a way of moving your body that you enjoy, but do it. Do it, do it, do it. It's good for your brain as well. It's good for everything as well. And the two really go hand in hand. You can't choose one over the other, but if you have to choose one, I would start with nutrition. That would be my starting point. But you must include some movement because the body needs to move. That is what we are designed for, is to move. We have muscles, we have bones that want to and need to move and that respond to movement. And our bone density, you can only improve and increase that or maintain it through weight-bearing exercises. So what I'm saying is take the time, invest in your health. It's not actually about getting on stage or looking a certain way. That is a byproduct of doing all these things. But doing all these things encourages you to, get healthy. Getting healthy encourages you to move. It encourages you, and then you have this wonderful, strong, fit, healthy looking body as a byproduct. Well, I hope that this video helped, and I hope there were some takeaways for you. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye, ladies.